Hi, I hope you're doing well today. Um, there's been a video that I've been wanting to do for a while now, and it just keeps on skipping out of my mind. As I get older, things keep on fleeing my mind, and it's very frustrating. And I'm a little bit afraid that someday I'm going to end up with dementia and end up in a nursing home like some of my other older family members, and hope that doesn't happen. Anyways, when I was growing up, I heard negativity from people about money, about being wealthy, and just kind of associating being wealthy with being a bad person. And I can kind of understand where they are coming from when they say that, but the truth of the matter is, when people say things like that, they're either flat out wrong or they're confusing two different issues. So let me put it to you this way. Those of us who have never gotten rich like to say that they're out to get us. It could be just a general they. It could be a racist they. It could be the Illuminati. It can be whatever kind of they you want to choose. But we'd have this tendency to believe that there's a group of people out there who are targeting us as individuals, even though nobody. Look at my channel. My channel is not growing, and that's okay. I never really. I hoped this channel would get big, but I never really expected it to, because I don't really edit my videos. I don't prepare most of my speeches ahead of time. I just try to say things off the cuff. And sometimes that works. There are times when it doesn't. But people say that it's the us against them kind of mentality, and really that's not true, because there are rich people who care a great deal for the rest of us, and there are some who just profit off of us, and they don't care. They and I've seen interviews of wealthy people, generational wealthy people, I think especially, who are like, well, you know what? So what that I'm only paying them $3 an hour? At least they've got some money, which is a really wrong-headed argument when you're sitting there with millions or billions of dollars, and the people you're paying are starving to make you rich, and that's wrong. But we're confusing two different things, and it's not about being rich or poor, because there are poor people who are just the same as those rich people who do that kind of thing. There are people in the middle class who are the same. It's about human nature. Okay, so if you think about it, the amount of money you have does not ultimately determine your personality. Now, yes, it can have an impact on your personality, especially when you're poor, you're struggling, you're pinching your pennies, you're budgeting the heck out of everything, you're clipping all the coupons, and doing everything you can just to make ends meet, especially in states that don't provide any kind of a support network for you. But so in that situation, you can actually develop habits that help to keep you from being homeless, but that once you get out of that situation, it's hard to let go. It's hard to stop using those habits. Even when you have hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, it's hard for some of those people to stop behaving that way. I live a frugal lifestyle. I don't go out much. I don't go to the movies. I don't go to bars. I rarely go to restaurants and stuff. And partially that's because I really don't have a lot of interest in it. Another part of it is it has become ridiculously expensive unless you want to go to a really shoddy restaurant. And a lot of the restaurants don't really deserve the patronage they have, because they're serving products that are really not that amazing. But for me, ultimately, like if I go to a movie, most of the movies I watch aren't worth $9, $10, $11, $12, $15. Most of the movies that I've seen, and I've seen thousands and thousands of movies, they are basically retreads of old films, and a lot of them are not well designed. They're not well when there are like scientific aspects of it. They're not well considered. Sometimes they put famous faces in there just to get people to watch the movie when, you know what, honestly, for me, I don't care if it's a famous person or not. I want to see quality acting. I want to see a quality script. I want to see a quality, special effects and stuff. And even if it isn't quality special effects, I can live with that as long as they make it look, realistic. But I'm diverging from the subject. Sorry. That is called train of thought. But the basic point here that I'm making is that while wealth or the lack of it can have an impact on your personality and your behavior, you have the ability to alter both of those things. Are there consequences? Sure, yes, but you can. The other point I wanted to make is the claim that money is the root of all evil. Well, if that's the case, before there was money, what was the root of all evil? Because money is a relatively modern invention. And prior to the existence of money, there was like bartering and things like that, and trading and whatever. And so, are we going to say bartering is the root of all evil prior to money existing? Are we going to say that trade is the root of all evil prior to money and barter and whatever? It doesn't make any sense. Once you change the word to something that is an equivalent to it, it right there proves that it's a false statement. But the real proof is that money is a tool. Now, I would prefer that things be different, but I'm kind of an idealist. But I also realize that ultimately things probably aren't going to change unless a large proportion of the population decides that things must change. And then the people who are on the rich end of things, some of them are going to struggle to make sure that it doesn't change. But when you think about money, or you think about guns, or you think about knives, or you think about cars, these are all tools. And any tool can be used for good or evil. All right? Some of them you might have to really stretch your imagination to figure out how you could use it for evil, but really, that is the truth. Money is not good or evil. Money is simply a tool. It is our reaction to money. It's our use of money that makes things good or evil. So if you go and you earn $1 million and you use it to help Habitat for Humanity, or you set up a community center, or you set up a I forget what they're called, but a maker place, or something like that. If you use that money to put it into the community in a way that is productive, and when I say productive, I don't mean just handing out cash, because handing out cash is not productive. People do not value that sort of a handout, especially if it's from the government, the same way they would as if they had earned it. But if you do it in a philanthropic way that is also sensible and plays on the nature of humans, so that they don't take it for granted and they don't take advantage of it, but they earn it, then they value it much more. So if you want to blame anything or anyone for the bad things that we do with money, blame us, because it's our fault. We humans have made the bad decisions where we have prioritized through pure economics, for example, that money, the bottom line, must be the ultimate arbiter of whatever decisions we make, which ignores psychology, ignores ecology, ignores sociology, and so many other things about the real world, that it helps to destroy the world. So, again, it all boils down to human nature. Stop blaming the money. It's not alive. Stop blaming whatever it is you're blaming and look at the humans, because we're the ones who are screwing it up. I could give you personal examples of how I'm more generous than people I know who earn a lot more money than I do, but I don't want to embarrass anybody. I'm not saying that I'm super generous or anything like that, but I know people who earn a lot more than I do. I mean, like, significantly more than I've ever earned at any point in my life. And yet I am a more generous and giving person than they are. And that's just the way humans are. If you're not happy with the way things are, you need to work towards helping us evolve as humans, not putting the blame on inanimate objects and concepts. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have a great day.